everybody, Anthony here, and the match that you are about to watch was unfortunately not live streamed due to the fact that I was playing in it and I could not find anybody to commentate for it. So what I did was I just recorded the match and I am now going to commentate over it. So this was my top 8 match versus Brettasaurus, who you may recognize as the champion of Encounter 4, and he is running a variation of basically the bog standard black-orange spam deck we've been seeing pretty much since Wave 5. The big thing here is that he is using Barrage as his 4th character. Now, Demolisher, Brawn, Fangry is the pretty standard lineup, albeit you usually do see Kreb on Fangry, but since all the health heads were banned for Encounter 5, he is now sitting with Parsec, and honestly, Fangry isn't really going to do a whole lot in this matchup since all the Constructicons do cost less than Fangry. Barrage, though, is going to be interesting because of the fact that sometimes the Constructicons will have no damage on it, and they'll just get one shot. Other times, they may have damage on it from something like a Mag Ray, and in that case, Barrage becomes insane. Demolisher, of course, is always insane as always, and Brawn is a nice finisher if something happens and a KO can't be reached. Of course, on my side, I am playing the Constructicons, as you have to in order to play Devastator, and of course I have the Turbo Revan strat that gives all of them +2 health and allows me to draw a card when I flip a Constructicon. So we are just finishing our preparations here, and what you're about to see here, I actually was trying to figure out how to cut Brett's deck, and I just rolled 3 dice to see how it would go, and I rolled 3 5s, and I'm just like, screw it, let's just go 1, 2, 3 in terms of the stacks from left to right from Brett's point of view, which from our point of view is right to left. So that is how the deck gets stacked, and now we are doing the roll-off here. Brett does win it. He rolled a 9, it looks like. I rolled a 7, and as a result, Brett got the call for who got to go first, and I believe he decided to go first. And I'm actually recording this the night after I played this match, and aside from a couple of key events, I honestly don't remember any of it. So, yeah, we're just going to have to watch it together. And I will say this, the top 4 matchups have been determined. The winner of this match will be playing against Naga's Fort Max deck, and then it is Legendary Orange Cars build versus Soundwave's or Ozzy's Orange Soundwave build. I accidentally completely mixed that up. I can speak. So Brett's going first here. I am just doing one last shuffle, and we are going to see me draw 3 cards for the opening hand. And at this point here, you're going to see me start to mess with the sleeves that are covering up all of the combiner components. And that is because at this point, Bill actually asked me how I'm going to be able to differentiate the sleeves that are being used to cover up the combiner components from the cards that I flip. And I am just going to show him that they are empty. And then a moment after that, he's going to ask me to show that all of them are empty, which is a completely reasonable ask for a top 8 match. So we are just going to see that here in a moment, and while we are waiting on that, we are going to see Brett flip Barrage, and now you can see me showing that all of the sleeves are empty. So we've seen Mixmaster is empty twice, and everybody else's sleeve that is being used for determining what mode they are in is clear once. So all is good on that front, and we go ahead over to Brett's turn, seeing Barrage flip up, and if I remember correctly, he sends Fangry in here because, again, Fangry isn't going to do too much in this matchup unless Devastator is on the field, and in fact, that is the play he made. So he will go ahead and go in for 7, it looks like, into Scrapper. He only takes 6, thankfully, so I will be able to get Scrapper's draw on turn 1, as well as getting his counter for when he is KO'd. Now, you're about to see me do something different compared to what I did in my round 3 matchup versus Tank, and this is kind of a realization I had going into the top 8, is that against Brett's deck, I should not be focusing at all on the Constructicon's ult mode abilities, and I should be focused on whatever character I flip that turn, sending them in that turn in order to try to maximize card advantage. So I draw a card from flipping Scrapper, I play a Corrupt Construction, and we see Scrapper go into Fangry. So I'm currently going in for 5. 6 Pierce 2 is the attack. Also, you're going to see the camera shake every once in a while. I made the mistake of clamping my camera to my table that I am playing on. So, yeah, the camera might shake every once in a while. But it's not too bad, thankfully, I don't think. Well, we'll find out together. So I draw Performance Ingenuity for a Corrupt Construction. I don't remember if I had an Enigma in hand at this point. I know as soon as I see one, I will pick one up. Also, I'm going to be talking about this game kind of with my perspective as to what was going on, because unfortunately I cannot go inside Brett's head, so I can't really tell you what he was thinking in the moment, outside of just general strategy with his deck. But with my strategy, I'll be able to give you a bit more insight as to what exactly I was up to at that point. So we're going to go ahead and move over to Brett's turn. He's just checking some of the stats on the Constructicons at this point, and I don't remember what he ended up playing here. I think it was some sort of weapon on Brawn, because sending in Brawn next seems like the correct decision, because wasting Barrage on a character with 3 health left doesn't seem like a good idea. Opening up Demolisher early seems like a bad idea. Oh no, I forgot, he did play this Composite Armor down onto Demolisher, which does become pretty crucial later on in the game. And we're going to see Demolisher flip to bot mode, and Brawn is just going to go straight up as a finisher into Scrapper. At least I think we are. Hold on, he's pondering it. And yep, we are seeing Brawn go into Scrapper as, of course, Brawn has to, because Scrapper's the only tapped character. And of course, this is an orange Constructicons deck, so I don't defend for basically anything aside from the one built into Scrapper. And Scrapper will bite the dust here, and I will get my second tower counter, the first coming, of course, from Corrupt Construction. So Scrapper is in the KO area, and I shuffle a few things around so I actually have room to put things in the KO area. And we are going to go over to my turn. And I put a die up there to indicate how much health Devastator will have from the KO area if he combines this game. So looking at the board now, I'm thinking, okay, we're sending in Bone Crusher this turn, because pretty much Bone Crusher is usually the first character I sent in. Of course, this game, it was Scrapper instead. So we're going to try to figure out what can I do with Bone Crusher this turn to either kill Fangry or Brawn. Preferably, I like Fangry off the board better, because of the fact that I had a target priority going into this game, and that was from top to bottom in terms of threat. Demolisher, Barrage, Fangry, Brawn. Fangry and Brawn weren't really going to do too much, while Demolisher or Barrage, and especially Demolisher, will do a lot. So I drop a Corrupt Construction and a Fusion Borer down onto Bone Crusher. I have 3 tower counters now, so with 5 KOs, that means I'll be getting at minimum 7 counters if I combine this game. And Bone Crusher is currently hitting for 7 Pierce 5, which, if I flip 2 orange icons, that is a KO on Fangry. I don't know why there's a bit of a delay here in terms of me sending in Bone Crusher. I just must have been thinking about target priority or something like that, or I'm not too sure what was going on. Again, I don't have any of the audio from this match because I did not record it because I didn't think it was necessary. And there's the 2 oranges needed because Brett is not playing any blue in his deck, and that is a KO of Fangry, and Parsec will be on the field, leaving him open to a potential Magray. So we're going to go ahead and clean this up, and we are going to see Parsec on the field, or Parsec, excuse me. And we're going to move over to Brett's turn. Now at this point, if you see a Titan Master on the field, you'll want to attack with it because of the fact that it just serves as a way to deter your opponent from, or actually prevent your opponent from hitting one of your power attackers, which in this case is Demolisher, and to an extent, Barrage, albeit Bone Crusher is not damaged here, and actually none of the Constructicons are damaged. I lost the word there for a moment, so Barrage really isn't going to do too much here since he won't get that bold 2 he gets from attacking a damaged enemy. So Brett is thinking here now about what he is going to do, and just thinking, how much am I going to need in order to get rid of Bone Crusher? That I am able to tell you because, again, that seems like the obvious thing that you would be thinking about here. So, again, I can't really provide too much insight into what he was thinking, but for moments like that, I guess I can, just because it seems like what you would be thinking if you are a good player, which I know Brett is. Whether I'm a good player or not, that is debatable, but Brett will make a decision here now, I believe, and I'm pretty sure he sends in Parsec here, if I'm not mistaken, just because, again, of what I was talking about earlier, wanting to keep other characters from getting damaged. And we should be seeing the play here in a moment. I am trying to fill the void here, just so that way it isn't just dead silence, because I don't like that. There's the grenade launcher on Parsec, so yeah, he did go in with Parsec this turn, but before he does that, actually, he is going to be flipping Barrage in order to get Pierce 2. Is it the most crucial thing ever right now? No, but it's nice to have as a just-in-case thing in the event that he does not get the KO here for some reason. I know he wasn't flipping Barrage because he had access to my deck list and he knew that I was only playing one blue icon, so I guess it was just an insurance policy in the event that something went horribly wrong on his end, which is a completely reasonable rationale in order to, get some Pierce. So Bone Crusher will die. I am currently 4 turns away from combining, and I have a 4th tower counter. The threshold I'm shooting for is 6, just so that way I can use Foreman's Ingenuity to grab an Enigma if necessary, and get the Bold 2 on Devastator if I combine. I was about to act like it was a certainty when in this matchup it necessarily isn't, because there is always the chance Brett could just out-aggro me and nuke my entire field before I can get access to an Enigma. So, we're going to move over to my turn, and what you are about to see here is probably one of the dumbest things I have ever done in a game. I flip Hook and draw a card. That is not the actual dumb moment. I try to play a Cayman Crash, and my thought process at this point was, I'm going to try to nuke Demolisher. I then realized that Demolisher is untapped, so I'm thinking here like, okay, what am I going to do? Was flipping Hook even the right idea at this point? And I'm just going to flat out say this now. I tried to undo the Hook flip and put the card back on top of my deck. I completely forgot that you are not allowed to do that in a tournament setting. And Brett did correctly point out that I'm not allowed to do that, and I immediately take it back. And despite the fact that Brett was absolutely correct for pointing that out, I generally take stuff like that pretty hard. I have a hard time with it. Some personal stuff I'm working on, and I just take a few moments here to recollect myself just so that way I can think straight and still make a valiant attempt at winning this game. And yeah, that's just why you see a lull in the action here. But aside from that, it was a very well played game on both sides. Again, I am terribly sorry for that whole thing playing out. I just completely blanked on how tournament rules work, so we'll move on from that as I finish up my recollecting of myself here, and I really don't know what to talk about aside from the fact that this is a fairly evenly matched game. I've taken out one of Brett's characters, he's taken out 2 of mine, albeit the latter is a little less surprising because Constructicons die very easily, and thankfully I have Fangry out of the picture on turn... I had him out of the picture on turn 2, I believe, which is nice to see. Again, not too unexpected considering I'm playing a heavy aggro deck, but it is nice to see just in terms of advancing the game state. So now I have picked up my hand again. I end up going for that Cayman Crash, but I don't fire it at Demolisher. Instead, I fire it at Brawn, because now I'm thinking, okay, so we need to delete a character from the board. Going into Parsec seems like a terrible idea, so let's try to get as much damage as we can on Brawn. We play a Fusion Borer down, and that was actually my original play when I was thinking I was going into Demolisher, so I ended up salvaging that the play I was going to use for Demolisher for Brawn instead. And I go in for 2, 5, 7, Pierce 4. Unfortunately, that will not be enough to kill Brawn. He'll get left alive on 2. And I believe I had the Enigma in hand at this point, so I choose not to pick up the Enigma that just got flipped. So Brett goes and draws his card for turn. Brawn is alive on 2. Parsec is alive on the only health point that he has. If I could get a Mag Ray here at some point, that would be ideal, but a Cayman Crash would also work at this moment. But right now, Brett needs to focus on getting rid of Hook. So Barrage flips back up because his ability is, of course, now live since Hook did take that damage from Cayman Crash. We see a Wedge formation come down to heal a damage off of Brawn, and he does get to draw a card because I completely forgot about the fact that Barrage is ranged. And we also see a Nitro Boosters come down onto Demolisher, and he's just going to send Demolisher into Hook. So that will be the end of Hook's ability to live this game. Don't know where I was going with that, and I had to salvage what I was saying there. But Demolisher swings in here for essentially Bold 7 because he has the composite armor. Of course, it's not actually Bold because that his ability doesn't give Bold, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I flip a Corrupt Construction and a Bashing Shield here, and this is interesting. So at first I see that, and I'm like, okay, I have a Corrupt Construction available. Hook is KO'd. I'm at 5 tower counters. I could get another tower counter and play a little more aggro. However, I then realized there is a composite armor on the field, and Bashing Shield could be crucial later in the game. So I initially go for the Corrupt Construction here, but then I realize, wait, composite armor, I need to get rid of that at some point, and yep, there's the take back, which, again, it was in the moment, so that stuff happens, and I take the Bashing Shield instead, draw for turn, going over to my turn, and at this point, I will flip Mixmaster and be sending him in, because he is the character with the lowest health remaining, and I just want to, play health preservation for Devastator in the event that I somehow don't kill Brett's last character, because my plan is only combining when Brett has 1 character remaining, just so that way it is essentially a guaranteed kill shot, and if it isn't, I at least have a bit of health that I can play with to try and survive a turn in order to actually finish off whoever's left alive. So we're going to go ahead and Brett was asking how Scrapper how Scrapper triggers in the KO area, and I just told him, yeah, he does trigger in the KO area, so I am sitting at 5 tower counters. I will draw the card for Mixmaster, and then I don't remember what cards I played on Mixmaster here. I know I played something, I just don't remember what exactly it was. It wasn't a Corrupt Construction, because we've already seen all 3. There's the Mag Ray, I forgot about that. So Parsec is off the field. Brawn is alive on 1, and I don't think I play a weapon here on the Mixmaster, actually. I just send him straight up into Brawn to get him off the field, because as long as I flip Pierce 1, he is dead. Or actually, Mixmaster, I believe, has 3 health, if I'm not mistaken. Let me open up my deck box here quickly and double-check that. Yeah, Mixmaster, not 3 health, 3 attack. I'm stupid. So I send Mixmaster in after Brawn. I have 3 attack. There's the Pierce 1 I needed to get the kill, but an orange icon would have also done it as well, because, again, Brett is not playing any blues in his deck, and Brawn has 2 defense. That is a dead Brawn, so things are still pretty even in terms of where things are at. I've KO'd half of Brett's team, he's KO'd half of mine, and neither of us are really ahead in terms of, actually having the game state be in our favor. And there's the camera shake again. I am sorry about that. So now we wait to see if he's going to send in Barrage, whose ability is live because, of course, I played that Mag Ray, and everyone is damaged, albeit Mixmaster is the important one here. Or if he sends in Demolisher, which I don't think he does send in Demolisher here, because that would just make 0 sense, because I can speak. Generally, no matter who's playing this deck, you'd want to save Demolisher for last in order to try to keep him alive as long as humanly possible, since he is your best attacker in this deck. So we're waiting for a play from Brett. Again, I don't remember all the details. I just remember a few big things. So there's a wedge formation that comes down. He will get to heal a damage off of Demolisher and draw cards. So Demolisher's one-shot threshold right now is 11 once again. So that is going to be something that could matter. Well, at least 11 without any upgrades, but he has the composite armor, of course. So that puts the one-shot threshold up to, what is math, 14. So not looking too good for me as long as that composite armor is on the field. Of course, I am playing 2 Impetuous and the Bashing Shield, and I have the Bashing Shield in my hand right now, so now it's just really waiting for the opportune time to drop it in order to get rid of the composite, because I really don't care if he gets the extra 3 cards, since my guys are probably dying anyways. So it's really just a matter of timing it right so that way I can actually kill him instead of worrying about it as an offensive tool. So we have the wedge formation. I think Brett is contemplating whether he drops an upgrade here or not, and I don't remember if he did or not. We will just have to wait and see. So there's going to be a bit of silence here, unfortunately, but that's just the way things go, because I really don't have anything else to talk about here. So we just sit and wait. I don't think there's enough time to make popcorn, but maybe go grab yourself a bottle of water or something? I don't know. So, how's everybody doing today? I just realized I went into live mode there for a moment and completely forgot that this is a recording. Whoops. Anyways, okay, we're back to the action, and Barrage will be sent into Mixmaster, excuse me. I almost said Demolisher. I don't know why. But, of course, Barrage has that build too, and there's a pair of white icons on the field, so Brett will have 3 more flips after this, but let's see. He's going in for 5 into 2, so Mixmaster actually may not die here. I don't remember if he did die or not in this situation, but, of course, Brett's deck does contain a lot of orange, or a lot. By a lot, I mean entirely, so it is entirely possible that he does just get the kill here, because he needs, I believe, 2 more orange in order to get the kill here, because 5 minus 2 is 3. He needs to get 5 in order to get the KO, and at this point, I am making the call on cutting the deck. I believe I call 2-3-1 here. Yep, I do. And the final 3 flips, there's 1, there's 2, and that is a dead Mixmaster. So that will give me an additional tower counter. We're at the 6th threshold I am looking for, of course, our Devastator's Bold. I keep confusing Devastator and Demolisher. So, yeah, Devastator will now have his Bold 2 if he combines, and I am able to use Foreman's Ingenuity to recover and play an Enigma. So we're just reorganizing things on the table here so I have a little more operating room, and we are going to be sending Scavenger in here, again, for health preservation reasons. So I'm just looking at my hand, seeing what options I have available, and before I flip Scavenger, which I do right now, draw the card, and this card advantage from, what was it? Malevolent Architect is just nuts. There's Towering Presence. That's Bold 2 on a Constructicon, and if Devastator's on the field, you tap an enemy, but of course, Devastator is not on the field. There's a Grenade Launcher, though, so Scavenger's going to be going in here for 7 plus the Grenade, or 7 including the Grenade Launcher, excuse me. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 into Barrage with that 1 damage and him having no defense, or excuse me, no blues in the deck. That is a dead Barrage, and Demolisher is the only character left on the field. What that means here is I'm thinking, okay, I just need Brett to play out this turn however he wants, and I can combine next turn and possibly smack Demolisher here, but we'll just have to wait and see. But before that happens, of course, we see a Nitro Boosters come down. It'll get him an extra attack with Demolisher if I don't manage to have the Enigma. At least that's probably what he's thinking. And we are going to go ahead and start the battle here. I flip the 1 blue in my deck, and also the thing about me saying that Brett is planning for if I don't have the Enigma, I don't know exactly if that's what he's thinking. That's just kind of what I would assume would be the thought process in that moment. And this is where you see me start to offer up the cuts for my deck. I don't remember what the order was here, so that is, I think it was 2-1-3, so from top to bottom. I mean, I got confused by that here in this moment because I haven't cut my deck ever since my my Pokemon days, so it was just remembering what exactly was going on. I lost my train of thought there. Scavenger has tough 1. It really doesn't matter because I already flipped the 1 blue in my deck. That is a dead Scavenger, and I will have 7 tower counters on. So now it is the question of, do I have the Enigma in hand? And the answer to that is, after a flip of Long Haul, a resounding yes. So I will go ahead and bash off the composite armor. I told you that was going to be relevant. At least I think I told you that was going to be relevant. And then we are going to see the Enigma, because I'm thinking, okay, I have 6 attack, I have Bold 2, it's a 1-shot threshold of 11, he's not playing any blues, I think now is the time to combine. So, we go ahead and complete this puzzle. Thankfully, I keep everything relatively where it is supposed to be for the combination in the KO area, or relatively exactly where it's supposed to be, so I can just quickly grab everything instead of having to assemble the puzzle. And I have 27 or 28 health before the, 28 health before the heal, and then I heal 7 from the tower, and I then flip the strat, which just gives me tough equal to my bold, which isn't really too relevant here because I am playing a orange build. So we're going to go ahead and flip my cards, and there's a white icon, so I'm going in for 8 Pierce 2. Unfortunately, I will not be getting the kill on Demolisher this turn, but I do have 14 health sitting around, so I very well could survive a hit from Demolisher and be able to close the game out. We'll pick up a Corrupt Construction so I have an extra attack boost next turn, and I am looking at a position to win here, but so is Brett. He's just going to need a good combination of action and an upgrade. A grenade launcher would help. He has a fight for position, but he did not have a weapon here. So he's going in with essentially bold 6, and plus, again, bashing off the composite armor does nerf his offensive capabilities a little bit because, again, Demolisher gets essentially pseudo-bold equal to his defense. Looks to be going in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pierce. I don't remember the pierce. I block 3, and I take... it was 8 pierce 6. So I take the 6. I'm at 27. There is a corrupt construction available. I don't believe I pick it up here because I think I had better things in my hand at the moment. I am trying to remember what I had in my hand, and I just can't. We untap, I draw for turn, I play a Corrupt Construction here. This I remember, and I accidentally show my hand there a little bit. There's the Corrupt Construction. I will get a counter that really doesn't matter. I play the Photon Charge. That is 9 into 3, and that will... or 11 into 3 before flips, and then that will get... or 11 into 4, excuse me. I am forgetting numbers all of a sudden. And that will be a KO of Demolisher. And with that, I managed to take game 1. And honestly, I was surprised at this point because I genuinely thought like it was going to play out in a very similar way to the round 4 match. But of course, you see the Autobot symbol flash up there, and that indicates a game 1 victory. So this isn't a live stream, but I figured, it's spooky season, so why don't we talk about a little bit of spooky season Transformers content? The mists of spooky season are rising, and out of it comes a menagerie of Decepticon monsters seeking to terrorize the TFTCG. However, there is a small group of Autobots either brave or dumb enough to stand in the monsters' way. All the while, an unknown entity lurks in the distance. What it's waiting for, who knows, but all you can hope for is that you never have to witness it. Will you submit to the monsters who wish to terrorize TFTCG players everywhere, or will you join the cadre seeking to put a stop to them? That decision is yours to make when Monster Menagerie, the newest release from the Turbo Revin Old Punks, drops on Halloween. If you want to stay up to date on when this battle will begin, head to the description and you'll find a link to join the Turbo Revin Old Punks Discord server, which is where news and spoilers about Monster Menagerie will be dropped. Again, if you want to stay up to date on Monster Menagerie news, join the Turbo Revin Old Punks Discord server at the link in the description. And now the sideboarding process begins, so we'll go ahead and cut away quickly in order to not bore you. Okay, we're back, and we are going to be seeing me cut Brett's deck, and I think I might do the same here. Yep, I do split my deck up for cutting 1, 2, 3 from top to bottom, and I don't remember what the exact call Brett made was here in terms of my deck being cut. It was 2, 3, 1. And this is why I need a co-commentator, so I don't have to speak constantly, so that way I don't trip over myself. Anyways, I believe I was going first this game. Yes, I indeed was. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did last game. Flip Scrapper, draw a card. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, not focusing on the alt mode abilities was the correct call. Let's go ahead and see if it can work again. So we flip Scrapper, draw a card, and we just send Scrapper in straight up here in order to ensure that every Constructicon that flips is able to, or every Constructicon that flips is on the field, so that way it draws a card for us. So we go ahead and swing in there for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that's a pretty good hit. Going into Horrible, my target priority for this game actually changed slightly. Instead of being Demolisher, Barrage, Titan Master, Brawn, it is now Bull, Demolisher, Barrage, Brawn. Barrage isn't going to do too much, so I'm honestly not as concerned about it, but Demolisher is still a threat, and Horrible is going to cause me some problems in terms of excess damage on Devastator, so I needed to get as much damage on him as quickly as possible in order to try and de-incentivize Brett from doing anything with him. So we're going to move over to Brett's turn. He has already drawn for turn. And now we just wait and see what the turn 1 play is. I do believe he flips, not Demolisher, Brawn, Barrage. I'm confusing characters that start with a B. So Barrage gets flipped up, probably to prep the Pierce 2, and then he plays a Sturdy Javelin onto him, and I did not make the connection that Barrage is ranged. I honestly missed that when he played those wedge formations earlier. And, yeah, Barrage is a ranged Insecticon, which is bizarre, and at this point I make a joke that Brett holds it up to the camera so I can see for certain that Barrage is ranged. I never doubted him. I just wanted to be sure that I wasn't losing my mind and just wanted to see the actual card, just so that way, again, I made sure I wasn't losing my mind. And here I make a joke about how Hook and Barrage start fist bumping over being the awkward ranged characters of their archetypes. So Barrage goes in here. He's not going to do too much. He's kind of like the Fanger of this matchup. And Scrapper is alive. This is annoying. Nope, no, wait, no, he's not. He is indeed dead at this point. I don't know what happened. I think there was a calculation error on my end. I am honestly not 100% sure what happened there, but it was probably something I did because I am terrible at math. So we're moving back over to my turn. We have a tower counter. We have the advantage engine online and rolling, essentially, or at least set up. Let's use that term. So I'm just thinking here, how am I going to go about this? Because, of course, Barrage is on the field, and he's the only tapped character. I'm trying to think, how can I get damage onto Bull to try to de-incentivize him? So I go ahead and flip Bone Crusher, draw myself an extra card, get those extra options, and there's a Cayman Crash. We're going to put that damage onto Bone Crusher, and then I put the 2 onto Bull here. Yep. So this means that Brett will only get 1 Bull trigger. There's a Grenade Launcher onto Bone Crusher, and we go ahead and send into Barrage here after counting the number of cards in my hand, which is 5, and Bone Crusher goes ahead and goes in. Going in for, whoa, I forgot that flip happened. So that is 5, no, yeah, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Unfortunately, I leave Barrage alive on 1 here. And my thought process is, okay, if I can get myself to a Magray or after I KO Horrible, then I can get a double KO on both Parsec and Barrage. So that is the plan, at least on my end. We move back over to Brett's turn as he draws a card. And he is just checking a couple of things regarding how much health Bone Crusher has, I believe, at this point. Again, I don't remember exactly. Well, actually, that's not the right term. I can't get inside his head to remember what exactly he was thinking in this moment, or what he was thinking at all in this moment, not remember. So I just have to really guess what he was up to at that point. And again, given the circumstances, it seems logical that he was just checking to see how much damage he would need to do to Bone Crusher, because that is what smart players do. So we're still waiting on a decision from him, and I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to remember here. What did he play here? What was it? I'm trying to remember so I can kind of give some insight, and I can't. Oh, nope, he flips Bull first, so he looks like he's going to play a black icon card, albeit that is a risky proposition considering the fact that he will be left alive on 1, albeit that may not matter since playing a Magray in this situation would be a little suboptimal since, again, well, actually it wouldn't be suboptimal in this situation, it just wouldn't be ideal because I wouldn't be getting Parsec off the board. And he is going to send Bull into Bone Crusher because, again, Bull's not really going to do too much with that much damage on him. Bone Crusher bites the dust, and I got another tower counter. Also, I think I just called him Bone Cruncher. I am not on my game all of a sudden. I was on my game in that previous game, though. But anyway, so moving over to my turn, I end up drawing a card here, as, you know, you have to. And we flip Hook, draw a card, and we go ahead and start doing our usual maneuvers to see if we can potentially get some work done here. Of course, both characters that are alive currently have 1 health remaining, so I'm just trying to think what my plan is going to be over the next couple of turns. Do I just send Hook straight up here? Do I maybe switch over to a different character and try to build my tower a little bit, since I believe I did have some PTTs and improvised shields in hand at that time? Because there were 7 cards in hand, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I get up here to go grab a die, or another die, just because of the fact that I needed to mark the fact that I had 7 cards in hand, and I just send Hook in here. I don't remember into who. Either way, they're dead, so I send him into Bull here, so that way he can't move the damage. That's what I did, so Parsec is on the field. He will get an extra attacker. The number of attackers he has on the field doesn't change, but again, getting Bull off the field is crucial. And I didn't have to burn anything unnecessary in order to make it happen. Of course, I did, of course, that's not obvious. Again, I did contemplate sending in Mixmaster there to potentially build my tower a little bit, but I'm like, nope, focus on the objective. Just focus on the fact that you're wanting to play the hardline aggro game in terms of card advantage. So we move back over to Brett's turn. He's already drawn for turn, and he's thinking about how he's going to get the most value out of Parsec, since, like I talked about earlier, if you have an untapped Titan Master on the field, you generally want to send them in order to try and make sure that you can prevent some damage on your other characters. And plus, Barrage has only 1 health remaining, so it's not like Parsec is going to be protecting him. So there's the grenade launcher barrage flip that we saw last game coming in clutch again, and that is probably, oh, who am I kidding? It's not a probably, it's a certainty, because I have 0 defensive capabilities, and Brett is playing an aggro deck as well. So we're going to go ahead and see him flip there, and I believe that is 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that is a dead hook, and he drops a PTT for the wedge formation, which you just do that. You just do that. You always try to flush your double icons out of your hand, unless you're playing Sky Shadow, in which case you do want to keep those PTTs. But Sky Shadow Sync was banned for this event, so that is not something anybody was doing. We are going to move back over to my turn here. I'm probably going to send Mixmaster in here because, again, lowest health thing where I try to... Oh, wait, I flipped long haul. Wait, what was I honestly don't remember why I did that. Oh, no, this is where I sent in Mixmaster to try to gain some advantage. I pitched a, what's it called? A improvised shield in order to gain a tower counter, and I get Barrage off the board. This does lose me a card, but I'm sitting at 7 cards in hand, so I figured, you know, that's not the biggest loss in the world, so let's go ahead and do it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I have 8 cards in hand. When's the last time you saw a Devastator deck with 8 cards in hand? Just saying. Anyway, so we're going to move back over to Brett's turn here. He draws a card. He's most likely going to be sending in Brawn here, just again because he wants to try and preserve Demolisher as much as possible, because Demolisher is, of course, his best attacker, because Demolisher. So we are just waiting on a decision point here, and we will... just sit here, I guess, while we're waiting, because I really can't talk about anything else since I don't have anybody else to talk to right now, since, of course, this is not live, so I really can't discuss, like, I don't even know what I would discuss here. Okay, so now we got something. We got the wedge formation, which doesn't heal anything, but it does draw Brett a card, because, of course, Demolisher is ranged in ult mode, which... he's a tank, so why would he not be ranged? Albeit, I am actually working on a melee tank. I'm just going to mention that as an aside, so that's fun. We see a composite armor come down onto him. We flip Demolisher. I'm checking my scrap pile to see how many mag rays I have. I remember I sided into a 3rd copy this game, and we go ahead and see Brett go into Mixmaster, and I defend for 2, and that results in Demolisher went in here actually without any nitro boosters. I honestly forgot about that. So that is a dead Mixmaster, and I will get another tower counter. So I'm sitting at 5 right now. I'm 1 away from that 6 threshold that I've talked about a couple of times, and Demolisher is wide open for an attack. Unfortunately, I wasn't 100% sure if I had a bashing shield or not. Actually, I don't remember if I have a bashing shield right now, I should clarify. I drop a PTT for a corrupt construction just so that way I can get up to that 6 tower counter threshold. And we are probably going to be sending in long haul here. So I will flip Mixmaster in the KO area in order to, well, actually not draw a card, because that ability does not work in the KO area. I shift things around just to give myself a little more operating room. And then we play a Bashing Shield down onto Long Haul, so I did have it in hand. Okay, I didn't remember until just now. And then I play a Corrupt Construction. I'm at that 6 tower counters I need for both the Bold 2 on Devastator as well as Foreman's Ingenuity. So we go ahead, and I have 7 cards in hand. We're going to send Long Haul in to, I think we go into Demolisher here just to get some damage on him. And I move those out of the way to make sure there's no confusion about what he flipped. I only go in for 3 Pierce 1 here. Or no, 5... Wait. Yeah, 5 Pierce 1. I forgot how math works again. And I only do 1 damage to Demolisher here. In retrospect, maybe I should have gone into Parsec, but I may have been sitting on a Mag Ray and figured it was just a better idea to go into Demolisher at that point and play the Corrupt Construction that turn. I honestly don't remember if that was the optimal play, and I was messing with my mouse here for some reason. I don't know why I was doing that, but I was. So we're just going ahead and Waiting for Brett to finish shuffling here. Oh, no, I forgot what I was doing. I was actually counting how much damage there was on Demolisher, I did it again. How much damage would be coming from the KO area when Devastator combined. And at this point, I believe it is 7, 14, 18, 22 from the 2-7 health characters and the 2-4 health characters being KO'd. And again, the health boost from Malevolent Architect does not apply while they are in the KO area. So we move back over to Brett's turn. Braun is the attacker here. He is eligible for Nitro Booster, so Brett may be able to get himself an extra attack here. And this isn't looking too good for me because of the fact that there's 3 characters on Brett's side of the field. I only have 2, and the fact that I am not going to be able to combine, or I don't want to combine while he has multiple characters on the field in order to try and, well, I just want to use Devastator as the kill shot. So I don't know where I was going with that. Basically, again, I just didn't want to use Devastator unless it was to guarantee a kill shot. So we see Demolisher flip back to alt mode, so that way Wedge Formation could get a card draw. We see a Power Punch come down onto Braun, and Braun goes into Long Haul as he has to. Of course, Long Haul doesn't defend for anything, but that Bashing Shield is on the field, so that gives me an extra defense. And Braun goes in for 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 into 2, I take 5 and I'm alive, which is genuinely surprising for this deck. Usually the Constructicons die to a stiff breeze, or not even a stiff breeze, just you look at them the wrong way and they die. So to see Long Haul survive there was genuinely surprising. Like, it was really just luck of the flips, but it still was just weird to see. So anyways, we go ahead and play a Mag Ray here. I actually think I top decked this, so that is a dead Parsec, and Braun only has 7 health remaining. He has 7 health remaining. We play a Fusion Borer onto Scavenger, and then we flip Scavenger to bot mode and draw a card. Now, I could combine here since all 6 of my characters are in bot mode. The thing is, I wasn't 100% sure if I had an Enigma in hand or not. Actually, no, I think I did. But I didn't want to combine since there were 2 characters left on the field, because then Brett could potentially get 2 attacks into me if I did not manage to kill one of his characters, and I just wanted to avoid as much damage on Demolisher as possible. So what I ended up doing here was sending in Scavenger in order to essentially kind of minimize damage on Devastator. I think I called him Demolisher again. God, I'm mixing the 2 up. So Scavenger goes in here, I flip a white icon, I have to reshuffle, and I'll pile shuffle here. But again, the logic is we're going to untap. Brett will have to KO one of my characters, but he won't be able to essentially get extra damage onto Devastator. So we finish the flips here, and Scavenger ends up going in for 8 Pierce 3 thanks to the Fusion Borer, and I don't remember who I went into. Oh, I went into Demolisher. Okay, so that is a dead Demolisher, 8 blocking 3, takes 5, dead on the nose, and Brett is sitting with Braun on the field, and he actually could still win this game, because basically what needs to happen is I need to not have an Enigma in hand, and the fact that he needs to kill both my characters, which Long Haul isn't too hard. It's Scavenger that is going to be the challenge for him, since Long Haul only has 2 health remaining, Scavenger has 6. So we see Brett thinking about playing something there onto Braun. I don't remember exactly what he was considering there, and I couldn't catch a glimpse of it either on the replay. He's checking to see how much health characters have remaining, and I believe he asked me about it at this point, so I said, of course, Scavenger had 6 health, 1 defense remaining, and Long Haul had 2 health, 2 defense remaining. And this is where Brett makes a really heads-up play that I honestly would not have thought of basically ever, because sometimes I overlook this kind of stuff. So Scavenger has 1 health remaining. Long Haul has 3 health remaining, excuse me. He goes after Scavenger here with a Combat Dagger on Braun in order to try to maximize damage on Scavenger, so in the event I don't kill, or I don't have an Enigma, I cannot combine into, actually, not that I can't combine, it's so that way he can get an easier kill on Long Haul. Because again, this deck does not defend to save its life. So of course, Scavenger gets KO'd here, and I get another tower counter, and now it comes down to the question of, do I have an Enigma in hand? I was adjusting the damage in the KO area, and at this point, I'm kind of panicking because I'm like, oh wait, I can't combine, because I was thinking I don't know what I was thinking, but thankfully, Devastator does get the +2 health boost from the Malevolent Architect side of that strat, because he is in fact a Constructicon, so no matter what, he has 35 health on combination. So I'm just telling him here how much damage is going to be on Devastator from the KO area. I am, I think, 3 under the threshold of 35 for total damage. And the answer to the question of do I have the Enigma in hand, I actually just realized I said this earlier. I do. So I end up combining. I combine with, I think, 32 total damage. I put the number on screen before I heal, so I pull everything on screen. I move the Bashing Shield out of the way for the moment, and I think it was 32. No, it was 33. Okay, that was my bad. So 33 health total. Again, Devastator does have 35 thanks to both sides of the strat, and I will be able to heal for 7 here, which heals me down to 26. And now the question is, can I get the kill shot on Brawn this turn? I don't have the +4 attack from the 10 tower counters, but I do have Bold 2, so it is very much a possibility here, and I fail at basic math once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I have a co-commentator as well, usually. So, the question now is, do I have a weapon in hand? And that is a Power Punch. We send Devastator in. I have Bold 5 with 6 attacks, so there is... there's the total flips, so that is 10 going into 2. That is 8 damage to Brawn. And, of course, Brett is not playing any blues in the deck, so as soon as I saw me crossing the threshold of, I believe it was 7 damage to kill him, that resulted in, of course, Brawn getting KO'd, and me taking the win 2-0 over Brett. And honestly, I was amazed by the fact that I was able to pull that off. Of course, again, I lost that round 4 match to Brett. It was played extremely differently, though, and I think what won me this game, and I don't like to talk about this usually, but again, I'm just kind of analyzing this from my perspective because that's just what I'm able to do. I think what won me this game and put me over the top is the fact that I played the hardline advantage game instead of trying to build up my tower as quickly as possible. And yeah, that just resulted in me having all the tools I needed when I needed them. And you saw the mag rays come down a couple of times to help with killing Parsec. You saw weapons coming down a lot of the time, and I was just able to, again, have the resources I needed thanks to the advantage provided by Malevolent Architect. So anyways, just to recap what happened here, I managed to beat Brett 2-0, and as a result of that, I will be going ahead and advancing to the top 4, where I have to face Naga's Fort Max deck, which that is going to be interesting considering the fact that Naga tormented me with Fort Max during testing, and those energy conversion fields you just saw on the sideboard, Fort Max is the reason I play those, because this deck has a terrible Fort Max matchup. But we will have to see what happens for that Monday night, which if I think I'm uploading this on Sunday the 17th, tomorrow the 18th, at some point in the night. I don't remember when exactly. I'll have to double check it with Naga. And you just saw the screen blank out there, but I can actually freeze it. I can edit this slightly to freeze the frame there, but I'll double check with Naga. I will post a pinned comment about what the time is for our top 4 match tomorrow, and we will hopefully see you there to see if I am able to bring down Fort Max at the most crucial of times. So, hopefully you enjoyed this replay of my top 8 match versus Brett, and GG's to Brett. That was a very, very exciting game. Like, honestly, that was one of my favorite matches I've ever played, and no, I'm not just saying that because I won. I am saying that because it was definitely tense the whole way through. Props to you, Brett, and with that, that will do it for this replay. Peace out, y'all. Oh, yeah, I can't speak. I can speak. Peace out, y'all. There we go.